Okay, hi everybody, it is Saltash Math Tutor and we are going to go through the process of looking at expanding a single bracket. You will need to have had a look at Algebra, the first one, expand a single bracket, which goes into detail. This is very much the workout. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a warm-up. And look, we can do a bit of maths here just to get us into the process of what we're doing, and we're going to have a look at 2 times 3 plus 4 in the bracket. This will get us into the process of what we need to do if we have some unknown like an x or a y. So we know what 3 and 4 is. It is the same as 2, open the bracket up, 3 plus 4 is 7, which is 2 times 7, which is 14. So let's just get into the thought process of doing that. So it would be 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 2 times 4, which is 8, which comes to 14. Okay, so let's have a go at 3 times 1.5 in a bracket. Well, again, I'll do the thought process down here. Well, that's the same as 3. 1 plus 5 is 6, and so that equals 18. So we know that 18 should be the answer. And you may ask, why is he doing this? Where's the x's and the y's? Well, it's easy. Once we get into that pattern of expanding it, pattern of multiplication, then we can just simply swap over into when there's an x or a y. So here we go. So we've got firstly 3 times 1, which is 3, plus 3 times 5, which is 15, and 3 and 15 are 18. So again, it's that process, and you will recall, I hope, that it's everything on the inside gets multiplied by the outside, and that's what we're doing here. Okay, so here we go. Maybe you want to start pausing these things from now on and having a go yourself, and then come back. Okay, so here we go. 3 plus 2, well, I know that that's 5, and it's a 3 on the outside, so 3 5s are 15. Okay, process, here we go. Outside times the first thing in the inside, which is 3 times 3. Then outside times the next thing inside the bracket, so that's 2 times 3, and because of the plus there, that becomes plus. So that's 3 3s are 9, plus 2 3s are 6, which does in fact equal 15. Okay, so 2 times, or 2 multiplied by 5 plus 1 in the bracket. Sounds more complicated than it is to actually read it, but we know that's the same as 2 times 6. We know the answer we're after is 12. Okay, so it's 2 times 5. That's the first term in the bracket times by the outside, plus 2 times 1. I need to get rid of those first. So 2 times 1, which is the next thing in the bracket, times by the outside, which equals 10 plus 2, which in fact equals 12. So that's all good. Okay, so 5 times 2 plus 3. Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 on the outside, so I know that the answer is 5 5s are 25. Okay, here we go. So it's the first thing in the bracket times by the outside. First in the brackets times by the outside, plus next thing in the bracket multiply by the outside again. And that is 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 3 times 5, which is 15, which equals 25. But the key thing here, everybody, is we're just getting into that whole rhythm. It's the rhythm of doing the brackets, which is, okay, let's just take one here, 7 times 1 plus 4. It's the outside times the first thing on the inside, outside times the second thing on the inside. So in this case it's 7 times 1 plus 4 times 7, or 7 times 4, same thing. So what do we end up with there? We end up with 35, because that's 7 plus 28. Okay, so that's the process. It's a bit like doing an exercise and getting it, knowing to put your left foot first, then your right foot, then left foot, or whatever the process is, or picking something up and throwing it. This is just that process of timesing and multiplying and how you're doing it. Okay, so here we go. 3 times, open brackets, 2 plus 3, close brackets. So we know that's going to be 3 times 2 plus 3 times 3, which is going to be 6 plus 9. Okay, well how about then if we just change that sum very, very slightly and make it 3, 2x plus 3. When you think about it, that's not a massive amount of difference from the sum at the top there, is it? And actually it's the reason why I didn't add these together, because I just wanted to draw the similarity here between the whole thing. So how do we do that? Well, for this one we can go back to it if you need to. 3 times 2, 3 times 2x. Well, I've got 2x's and then I times it by 3. I must have 6x, and then 3 times 3, just like we did 3 times 3 here, plus 9. And this can be a useful technique. If at first you see a question and you see a question that you don't really understand, like this one, and just change it into a number question without the x in it. How would I do it if I didn't have the x in it? And then that can jog your memory to complete this bit here. So here is an actual exam question, and what we're going to do is we're going to very much ignore these bits here and just focus on this question here. Okay, let's have a go at it. Okay, if you feel able to do it, have a go and come back. And here we go. So it is the y times the first thing in the brackets, so that's y times 2y, and then it's the y times minus 3, which gives me 2y times y equals y squared, sorry that's wrong, is 2y squared, and then it's minus 3y. Okay, if that doesn't leap out at you, then what we can do is this. And what you can see here is I've made all of the y's the same as a y, and a y here are the same as 3 and 3. And so now I go back to that number thing of what would I do? Well, it would be, let's just change colour. It would be 3 times the first thing in the bracket times 2 times 3, and then it would be minus 3 times 3. And so what would that be? Well, and this is the slightly crafty way of doing it, I end up with, let's change colour again, 3 times 3 is 3 squared times the 2 minus 9. And I know that the y is, the 3 is y squared, and I get the same answer. So there's a few different ways of doing it. Hopefully you can just, what I'm hoping is that you just go y times 2y and then y times minus 3 and come up with the answer. But if you're having difficulty, turning it into numbers can help. Okay, so here's the next one. We'll forget about this for the second. We might do that in other videos, but we're going to go straight in with this one here, which is 3. Expand 3, brackets 5x minus 2. Well, hey, if we just had 3, 5 minus 2, what would we do? Well, it would be these two first, which is 3 times 5, and then it would be these two next, which would be 3 times minus 2, which would be 15 minus, because of the, and we're being sorry, there's people sneezing in the background because these minuses here, 3 times minus 2, which would be minus 6. Okay, well all I'm doing here is just introducing an extra x, that's all it is. So I've got 3 times 5x and then 3 times minus 2, which gives me 15x minus 6. Okay, this has been Saltash Maths Tutor, and that was a first workout of expanding a single bracket. Hope to bring some more. I was over my 7 minutes. I'm really sorry everybody, it's 10 minutes 33. If you like it, subscribe to it, comment, hit the old like button, get back to me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.